You can hear English all day, but if you don't act, nothing changes. This is the impact phrase that will open our episode today. And I want you to stay with me until the end of this video, because what we're going to talk about now can be exactly the little push you were waiting to unlock your English. But calm. Before you dive into the deep content of today's impact episode, I need to tell you something that changes everything. Listening is important, but it's not enough. And I know maybe you're already dedicated yourself, listening to videos, podcasts, songs, but still, he feels he can't get out of place. Understand a lot, but crashes when it comes to talking. And I want to tell you, you're not alone in that. In fact, the vast majority of people who study English go through this same blockade. It seems that knowledge is there, but you don't want to go out. You listen, you understand, even feel that you already know, but when you need to answer, the words disappear. This is not a lack of capacity, much less laziness. This is simply the result of an incomplete practice. The brain needs more than passive exposure. He needs to move, create, test, make mistake, get it right. And just here, no matter how good the content is, it does not generate this movement completely. Now think to me for a moment. Have you learned to speak Portuguese just listening? No. When you were a baby, you heard, but you also repeated. I was wrong, it was corrected. Try it again. It was an active process. With English, it's the same thing. But as adults, we often get stuck in the fear of making mistakes, in the fear of looking silly. And that fear paralyzes. And I understand frustration. You start studying excited. Put goals. Purchase a course. Make your vocabulary list. But after a few weeks, the motivation disappears. The results do not seem to appear. And you think, is this for me? The answer is yes. But with an important detail. It is for you, if you are willing to go beyond the passive listening comfort zone. And do you know why I'm telling you that? Because you deserve to live the freedom to talk in English. Without fear. Shameless. Without locking. You deserve to travel and understand everything. Do interviews. Work outside. Read books that have never been translated. Watch movies without subtitles. Laugh at the jokes in the right time. Express yourself. Connect. Expand horizons. And all of this starts with a very simple but powerful step. To go out of only live mode and start practicing with intentionality. Now take a deep breath with me. Imagine you in a few months, fluent, natural, confident. Imagine you talking to natives, receiving compliments, understanding each word clearly. This is possible, and it is not as far as it seems. But you need to change the way you face learning. Stop just consuming and start participating. But calm down, you don't have to push yourself. This channel exists to help you just this. Here we will not just give you content. Let's guide you, step by step, like a mentor that walks by your side. Let's unlock your blockages, show that you are capable of, and making English part of your life lightly, natural, and continuously. So yes, listening is good. It is necessary. But that's not all. Listen prepares you. Act transforms you. It's like learning to swim just watching videos. Can you even understand the technique? But only when you get into the water do you really learn. So in today's episode, we'll talk about it exactly. How to transform what you hear into something that really turns into speech. In response, fluency. Because just listening is not enough. And if you really want to learn English, it's time to turn the key. Now, let's go together for the next part of the video, where we will deepen this theme in a clear, practical, and inspiring way. Stay with me, because what comes now can change your way of learning English forever. Let's go straight to the point. Listening, by itself, does not guarantee fluency. Many people believe that just listening to English every day will magically start talking. And look, it's true that hearing a lot of help. Very. It's like filling a reservoir of words, sounds, structures. But there is a problem. This reservoir only works if it has a way out. If you do not use, it overflows, and the content is lost. And that's where the big secret comes in. Transforming what you hear into real practice. Imagine that your brain is like a gym. If you just watch the training of others, you will not gain muscle. You need to lift the weight. Feel the effort. Repeat the movement. Only then does transformation happen. In English, it is the same thing. You hear yes, but you need to repeat. You need to speak. You need to make mistakes. And correct. Because it is in this cycle that fluency begins to sprout. Now think of a small child. She hears hundreds of times the word mom, daddy, water, until one day she tries to repeat. It goes wrong, get out funny, but leaves, and everyone celebrates. No one judges. Because making mistakes is part. And do you know what is missing in many adults who learn English? The permission to make a mistake, without guilt, shameless, without charging perfection. You can repeat with me now, I can make a mistake. That's right, you can make mistakes. By the way, you should make mistakes. Because it is wrong that you are adjusting your ear, your speech, your trust. Missing in English is not failing. It is a sign that you are trying. And who tries, improves. Always. Now imagine that you are listening to an English podcast. Very good, right? But at the end of the episode, what do? Close the app and leave? Or do you try to repeat a sentence you heard? Do you try to answer any questions with your own words? Do you make a mental summary of what you understand? This makes all the difference. That's why you need to go beyond passive listening. Each time you hear something, ask yourself, what can I repeat? How would I say that? Can I use this sentence in a real conversation? This type of reflection transforms hearing into active learning, and that changes everything. Let's do a small mental exercise now. Imagine you're in a coffee shop in New York. The attendant asks, what can I get for you? And you already know what he said because he heard it so many times in series. But when it comes to answering, lock, gives a white. Not because you don't know, but because you never practiced to answer. And that is why just listening is not enough. You need to command the brain. Hey, that's what I just heard. Let's train to answer that. And then you talk. It can be alone, in the mirror, whispering, recording your own voice. It doesn't matter. What matters is making the brain understand that what enters also needs to leave, because it is on the way out that fluency live. Another important thing, your brain loves to repeat patterns. So the more you repeat key phrases, the more natural they become. You start thinking about English without translating. And it happens not when you hear for the 1,000th time, but when you talk to the 10th, even with error, even with accent, even in fear. What's more, when you turn the content into action, you activate multiple areas of the brain. Listening, you use the hearing. But speaking, you activate memory, reasoning, coordination. All at the same time. It's like making the brain dance. And he loves it. Learn faster, it records better, and responds more fluidity. You may be thinking now, but I have no one to practice with. And here is a liberating truth. You don't need anyone to start talking. You just need yourself and your courage to open your mouth. It can be narrating what you are doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm going to work. I'm drinking coffee. Simple as that. You are turning your routine into a field of practice. This is powerful. And if you want to go further, record your voice. Yes, in the beginning it will sound strange. Everyone finds it weird to hear their own voice. But that passes. And what remains is evolution. You will start to realize what can improve. We'll hear with more awareness. You'll see progress happen. Another tip is to use the famous shadowing. Do you know what this is? It is repeating exactly what you hear while listening, like an echo, like a shadow. This trains your pronunciation, your rhythm, your intonation. It is as if you are acting in real time. And the practice is powerful. It works. Best of all, it can be done with any video, podcast, or series. So here is the key no one tells you. Learning is only complete when what you hear becomes what you say, when what you understand turns into response, when what seems difficult becomes familiar, and it only happens when you allow yourself to actively practice. Now tell me, are you ready to make this turn? Ready to get out of passive mode and become a protagonist of your English? Because if you are, I guarantee, the path can be faster, lighter, and more fun than you think. And if you have arrived here in this video, it is because you are committed to your evolution. And that already puts you ahead of the majority. Now it's time to continue, because in the next block, we will end with an inspiring message, full of practical tips and an injection of mood to start practicing today. So, take a deep breath and come with me. We got here together. And if you stayed with me so far, it's because you know something you need to change, and that you are ready. Because deep down, you feel that learning English is no longer just a wish. It's a necessity. It is part of who you want to become. And today you understood a powerful truth. Just listening is not enough. You can hear 1,000 words a day, but if you don't speak one, you won't feel fluent. Because fluency is not understanding. It is reacting. It is talking. It is interacting. It is living the language. And for that, you need to get into motion. You need to transform what comes into your ears into words that come out of your mouth. You need to get out of the audience and get on the English stage of your life. Today, you have learned that the secret is not in the perfect content. It is in consistent action. You do not need to decorate word lists. You don't have to do everything right. You just need to do it. Talk to yourself. Mentally answer what you hear. Repeat aloud stretches of series. Imitate the intonation of your favorite characters. Sing with emotion, nor your day. Record your voice. Use practice applications. But speak. Every day, a little bit. Even if it looks silly. Even if you think it's ugly. Even if you have no one hearing you. By the way, especially when there is no one listening to you. Because it is at these times that your brain learns without fear. And fear is one of the greatest thieves of its fluency. Now, listen to me with love. You don't have to wait for you to feel ready to start talking. It is precisely speaking in your own way with the mistakes you are that the ready will come. It's like someone who hopes to feel strong to go to the gym. It doesn't make sense, right? The force comes with practice, the fluency too. Maybe today you still can't form complete phrases, but tomorrow, after repeating a new expression, you will get it. Maybe today you only understand parts of a song, but in a month, singing her every day, you will understand everything. Maybe today you still feel insecure when he heard a gringo talking, but soon you will realize, hey, I understood what he said. So, something magical happens. You smile. You get emotional. You recognize yourself in a new version of yourself. And do you know what is the best part? You are not alone on this journey. This channel exists to walk with you, to remind you, every day, that you are capable, to bring content that inspire you, that tease you, that make you grow. Here, you find not only tips, but direction. Not only classes, but motivation. Not only words, but presence. So today I want to invite you to take an extra step. Once this video is over, choose a phrase you heard here and speak out loud. Right now, aloud. Repeat. Close your eyes. Speak again. Transform the content into practice. Repeat this sentence tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, and after tomorrow. Make this a habit. And if you want to go further, leave a comment below telling me which sentence you chose to repeat. I want to see your courage in action. I want to see your commitment to yourself. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the moment. Because if this video touched you in any way, imagine the next. There is a lot of content coming around, and I want you here, together with me, growing up, evolving, speaking English lightly, joyfully, with truth. Your journey started with a play. Now she continues with a choice. The choice to get out of silence and use your voice. The choice to stop being a spectator and become a protagonist of his fluency. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to continue. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing you. And even more, thanks for letting me be part of this amazing journey. You will get there. And I will be here, applauding you in every step. Now go there, open your mouth, speak English, even if it's just a sentence today, because this phrase, it can change everything. We see each other in the next video. Until then, keep going, keep growing, and never stop speaking.